I work for the National Vehicle Crime Intelligence Service, NaVCIS. We see year on year around and about 5,000 incidents a year reported in the UK of lorry crime and cargo theft. Last year, that came to an estimated combined cost price loss value of £111 million, and that's estimated cost price loss value. So ultimately, we all pay in the end, in that hauliers are becoming victim of these offences, and whether that's through losses of goods, insurance premiums, more demand for the police, consumers paying on retail and in supermarkets. So ultimately, as I say, we all pay in the end.
Yeah. Do you feel that any of these crimes can be like quite violent towards the vehicles or towards like the drivers themselves?
In the UK, violence with these offences is very low. It's very rare. Out of 5,000 incidents last year, only 21 that were reported to NaVCIS involved violence, attacks, robberies on drivers.
Okay.
However, the majority of offences are sneak-up, non-confrontational offences. And the hypothesis for that is that we think that the criminals are favouring the sneak-up, non-confrontational offences because they know that it's categorised as a theft from a motor vehicle, and they know that it's categorised as the same as having your sports bag stolen from your boot, your sunglasses stolen out of your glove box.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why the work that we're doing with our partners at the Road Haulage Association is really important in relation to a freight crime classification code, stricter sentencing guidelines for the police, and the courts, and also more funding for the police in order for us to better tackle these offences.
Yeah.
Without the work that we've completed over the last 7 years to more accurately map the threat from cargo crime, cargo crime would have remained a hidden problem. We're having unprecedented levels of press interest at NaVCIS in relation to cargo crime and our work. And that is all testament to all the work that's been going on behind the scenes.
Okay. And in terms of where the crimes are actually taking place, are there like hotspots in the country where this is happening?
We see the majority of offences taking place around the principal routes for freight and cargo, so the main strategic routes, so the M25, the M1, the M40, the M6, the A14.
Yeah.
And that's because goods are transported around those routes.
Sure.
So there's a number of organised crime groups in the UK that are deliberately targeting road freight. They will travel for several hours to commit offences. They understand supply chains. They know which hauliers have got contracts to move certain goods. So they know which hauliers carrying certain goods will take certain routes. Probably 98% of everything that we see in the cargo theft arena is all seriously well organised.
Yeah.
We do see the occasional opportunist theft, but the majority of these types of offences are seriously well organised.
Yeah. Planned out, I guess, as well. I guess, would there be any way of intercepting maybe inside information that might be handed out, or is that something that might be too far to do?
Insider threat and insider risk. In the supply chain, I always get asked in relation to insider threat. There will always be an insider risk and an insider threat. However, the people that are committing these offences understand supply chains, so they know which hauliers have got contracts to move certain goods. They know which routes they will take. They understand the 4.5-hour driver rule.
Yeah.
So from what we've learned at NaVCIS in gathering data and intelligence over the last few years, is that it's my belief that the travelling to certain routes and certain truck stops and motorway service stations to deliberately target certain goods, you've got to have a proper, seriously well organised infrastructure to travel to a location, to commit the theft, to then transport huge consignments of goods. We, from time to time, will get notification of 11 pallets of goods, 17 pallets of goods stolen. And these people have their own networks in handling, in housing, and storage of stolen goods, and then realising those goods on for vast quantities of monies at a later date.
Does that include exporting it back out of the country perhaps as well as stolen freight?
There is an element of that. However, the majority of stolen cargo is being sold through online selling platforms. It's being sold through backstreet cash and carries. It's re-entering the supply chain. We know of a couple of examples in the last couple of years where stolen cargo has ended up on supermarket retailer shelves post-theft.
That's incredible.
And one of the challenges for the police and law enforcement is cargo theft is different, and it's difficult because once it's stolen, it all re-enters the supply chain in lots of small quantities.
Sure.
So if you don't get to the stolen goods after they're stolen very quickly, they all get slaughtered up, they all get splintered, and it all gets sold on in small quantities.
Okay.
We get called out on warrants from time to time to go and search storage box facilities, warehouse premises. So we do find large quantities of stolen goods, but it's different and it's difficult because, as I said, that nature of it all getting divided up.
Do you think a piece of equipment that could be provided would be a great thing for these hauliers to help prevent anything from happening in the future?
We, as I said, see 5,000 incidents a year in the UK. Anything that can be done in relation to countermeasures, securing fleets. There's not one silver bullet that is going to totally complete this or minimise it, but it's all about minimising risk. We speak about the onion peel principle and layers of security. So any new technology that's coming online which will aid and assist in the prevention of cargo theft is a good thing.
Specifically, when we visited you with the RHA, what about our Trafficangel product did you like the most?
I was present when the testing took place of the Trafficangel product with the Fogmaster and the Fog. We see anything that can be put into place as a countermeasure as a real positive. We've seen a series in the UK in the last 2 years of what we call rollover thefts. Rollover theft involves the theft from moving lorries at 100 kilometres an hour. Now,
high risk as well for anyone.
So high risk. So it's got the potential for death and serious injury. If you're trying to break into a moving lorry at 56 miles an hour or 100 kilometres an hour, there's the potential of death and serious injury. So anything that we can put into place as a preventative measure, whether that be sensors on cargo loading areas, whether that be fog systems to deter offenders, we see as a real positive. And as I said, that's the reason why we're working with Trafficangel to try and reduce and prevent these offences.
Perfect. Thank you. So I guess the aim will be to prevent the crime from happening in the first place, and also to keep the general public as well as the driver hauliers safe as well.
One of the things particularly around the drivers is that freight and cargo is seen as being crucial to national infrastructure. We saw with COVID, we saw with Brexit that it's in everyone's interest that goods get loaded into the market for people to buy. There's considerations from the haulage sector, and they're a community in themselves, around driver retention, the lack of female drivers in industry, facilities, the lack of decent, secure, good facilities for drivers to park. There's considerations around driver mental health as well, because if you're going to be sleeping in your truck in an unsafe, unsecure location, what kind of a sleep would you be getting overnight if you're in that kind of an environment? So, as I said, it's in everyone's interest that we try and reduce these types of offences, and that's the reason why we're working with Trafficangel, with the Road Haulage Association and our partners to reduce these offences.
That's great. I mean, on our behalf, we've got a couple of other products that will go alongside the Trafficangel in that range, where hopefully the mental health problems of drivers feeling safe within their cabs will hopefully be alleviated by us getting these products out to market, which would be great as a knock-on effect down the line for everything else that comes across in these crimes. So hopefully we can show you those bits as we develop them as well.
Of course. As I said earlier, we're currently working on a piece around secure truck parking report. There's some 6 considerations that have come out from that report. And if I mentioned the onion peel principle, but the 6 principles from the report were around segregation of public areas from truck parking areas, perimeter fencing, barrier.
We do see all of these things ourselves as we're going through the services, or we're in fairly remote places. And, you know, you consider what the driver's thinking as they've got their loads on the back. Is it safe? Is it not? And yeah, it's great that these things are being considered going forward as well.
Barrier or controlled access, CCTV, lighting, security guards on site. So those are the 6 considerations, but obviously overlaying that with products such as Trafficangel, putting these types of devices on cargo loading areas is hopefully going to have a significant impact in reducing offences.
Perfect. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's all right. No worries.